And welcome to the latest edition of the Ralph and the Big Guy Show. I'm the Big Guy, this is Brother Ralph. We have Max Magus, and of course our very special guest. We have the lovely Lilith Grimm and the King of Heels, Arik Angel. Welcome to the show.
It's good to be here. It's about time you guys finally had a real guest on this show.
I know, it's hard.
After the trailer trash that happened a couple weeks ago, it's about time we get this show back on the rails.
Can you believe that?
So people will actually start watching.
I blame our producer, but he's not here today. I'm taking over. So we usually begin with the recap from the last show. Brother Ralph, you want to take us away on that?
Okay, well, it started off with what I thought was going to be match of the night. Started out like that. We had Delta Jr. taking on the returning Lost Soul, Tony Ortega, and I thought it was a great match. It did not disappoint me whatsoever.
Yeah, it was a lot of action, high flying, but of course, the thing was what happened at the end.
Yeah.
When Tony Ortega actually ripped the mask off of Delta Jr. and attacked him after the match. I mean, they shook hands at the beginning, which may have been a pretty good strategy. Go and get him off guard.
You know, look, ever since companies like Ring of Honor and AEW became popular, there's this whole, I'm going to shake your hand before the belt. There's no handshakes in professional wrestling.
I agree.
There's no time for that. I don't know why it was done. I've heard about what happened after the show, after their match, and I can't blame Tony Ortega. It's about time somebody pulled that stupid mask off of Delta Jr.'s face.
Well, I think that Tony's doing it. I think he's sending a message to everyone that he's back and that he's not to be taken lightly.
So you feel that he's in New Era to stay then?
Yeah, I think he's back.
You think that's a good addition to the roster?
I think it's a great addition to the roster. And for all you morons that haven't been paying attention, have you noticed that when people leave New Era and come back, they have a sense of the real world? They have a sense of what really is going on out there, and they are coming back more aggressive. They're not giving you this cotton candy style that the fan favorites of New Era have been producing for so long. Your Duff Doyles, your Bruce Rogers. You look at guys like myself. You look at guys like Tony Ortega. You look at Xander Creed. You look at all those guys. We left. Jason. We left. We came back. And now we're more aggressive. We're more violent. We can't be controlled anymore. There's no more little hobbit that's going to run around and tell us what to do. We're doing what we want when we want to do it.
Wow. If you got like an egg and you painted a face on it, it would be just you could put that at the shows and nobody would notice Stephen Powers on there.
Dude, you wouldn't even need the egg. I guarantee you, most people don't even know what Stephen Powers looks like. Half the New Era fan base couldn't pick him out of a Walmart line.
It's like a groundhog, just comes out once a year.
They might be able to pick him out in a buffet line now.
Well, yeah, he's got the biggest plate.
You want to eat the second and third breakfast.
Okay, the second match was the human, as you call it, the human stick figure, BZB taking on the returning Xander Creed, and Xander looked awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
And it's like Mr. Angel said that when they leave, they come back with a totally different person.
Yeah.
And
He really looked good.
He looked great.
And of course he's going to look good. But let's not gloss over the fact, I trained Xander Creed. You know, I took him under my wing. I guided that man. So for him to put on a great performance, it's not a shock. And, you know, he may be skinny, but BZB's got some fight into him. He just needs a sandwich or two, and he'll be all right. He's a good kid.
Wait, BZB was in the ring? I thought Xander was just posing for a few minutes. Looked damn good.
You had to be at the right angle to see him.
Oh, man.
See, I was sitting 2 seats to the right of you, and I could see him. It was hard, though.
Very hard.
You believe it or not, BCB actually came over to my house for dinner, and he actually ate more than I did.
I believe it. Little guys like that, they can pack away the food.
Yeah, I hate that.
They'll catch up to him. They'll catch up to him.
I hope so. We got next.
Okay, we have the next one was a tag team match between the Children of the Corn, or or as the producer likes to call them, the Midwest Express, taking on the team of Duff Doyle and Dorian Maddox, and
Thrown together team.
yeah, it really was. I don't know what to say that.
It was a snooze fest. I'm sorry.
Well, of course, dude, the trailer was in there.
Exactly. Dooley and his 3 moves, and AJ and his 2.5 moves, and then I I actually really like Dorian Maddox. I feel like he's being wasted. And now they're just throwing him in with Duff. You know, the team makes no sense.
It's real simple. Like, Dooley Trailer, for all the negatives, I give him props. He can cut a decent promo. But there's a saying going around in the business nowadays that was coined by another show, another podcast. It's not as popular as this one, the Bruce Pritchard Show, where it's called "And Then the Bell Rang." That would be the title of Dooley Trailer's wrestling memoirs. And then the bell rang. You know, and so it's no wonder you guys went to sleep. But I will agree with this. Dorian Maddox needs to get his head on straight. The man is a monster, but instead, once again, he's being another lackey to Stephen Powers. Have you noticed the trend, fans? You notice the guys Stephen Powers has under his wing? It's the weak-minded. It's guys like your Duff Doyles, your Dorian Maddoxes, your Damian Paynes, your Joey Kincaids. Those are the guys that are backing Stephen Powers. And for what? What have they gotten out of the deal? Is Dorian Maddox getting a title shot? Has he even been considered for a title shot? No, but he's one of the baddest men on the New Era roster. But instead, he'd rather follow orders given to him by Stephen Powers to pick on guys like myself.
Yeah.
I think it's waste.
I mean, yeah, obviously Stephen Powers is selling them a bill of goods, which is worthless. Because Stephen Powers, War Dog is his man. I mean, his solution to everything. Woke up and the sun ain't shining. I'm gonna give War Dog a title shot tonight. Everything is give War Dog. I'm sick of it. And Bruce Rogers too. I mean, yeah, we'll get to the main event later on, but I know you disagree. I feel that someone else should have gotten that shot. I feel like maybe the man sitting next to me should have gotten that shot.
See, and you and I are in agreement on this one. Bruce Rogers did not deserve that title shot. Eric Angel should be in line for one.
Right.
I don't think he's gotten a fair shot at the title since he came back.
Yeah.
I'm the champion. I'm the uncrowned champion. Whether New Era wants to admit it, whether Stephen Powers wants to admit it, the fact of the matter is I was announced after pinning the War Dog Damian Payne 1, 2, 3 as the new Era champion. The reason that little Ref Skippy came down was he was under direct orders from Stephen Powers. So he knows it. I know it. Anytime I'm putting a title match, I'm going to get the job done. It's what I do. It's what I've done my whole career is win titles. That's why he had to job me out of the 52-80 title tournament with another fast count by the same referee, Skippy, is because he wants me nowhere near any title with the New Era brand on it, because this is not the face of a company. I'm not a company man.
Yeah, totally agree.
I don't know if you heard about this, but the only honest official left at New Era has been taken off the officiating team and is now commentary.
I wanted to get into that. Crummy, the only honest official in the whole place, and now he's sitting there being wasted doing color commentary. We were actually suggesting if he's not going to be referee, why don't have him be general manager instead of Stephen Powers?
Why not make him Duff Doyle's tag team partner?
There you go.
I do want to say, Duff's appearance made me happy for two reasons, and it's the first and only time this happened. One, he shut up Dooley Trailer, and two, we didn't have to listen to his music this time when he came
I know, that was
That was amazing.
Oh my God, that music makes my ears bleed.
All right, well, our next match was Joey Kincaid taking on Hunter Gray, and maybe Joey Kincaid, a few 100 pounds, would have been matching up better with Hunter, but still Joey looked good. Hunter took off the, as you would like to call them,
The butt flaps.
And
You talk about that butt flap a little too much.
That's because he keeps going, he grabbed my butt flap. Well, you finally figured it out. Thank you. You got rid of it. Now you don't have to have it grabbed to get the loss.
And somewhere during, I don't know if it was the War Dog Warriors or the Duff Militia who started that soft chant
Yeah.
on Joey.
Who could be responsible for that, Mr. Sophie chant?
I
Maybe they just wanted ice cream.
That could be it.
You never know.
It's been hot lately.
Ms. Grimm, would you like to comment on this match?
On Joey Kincaid and Hunter.
Yes.
I was actually really impressed with Joey. I didn't think he could lift that much.
Yeah, he's just as strong as he was when he was bigger.
He's definitely not soft, I will say that.
Yeah, of course, the preposterous, whoever's starting those chants, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You're suspect.
Okay, our next match was Jason taking on Logan Austin.
Really good match.
It was a good match, and I'm sorry, I'm telling this kid, you really need to seek some advice. Mr. Angel would probably take you under his wing. Look what he's done for you know, Damian Payne, Xander Creed, everyone he's got, Tony Morales. I mean, you got to stop listening to other people like Damian Payne. Stop listening to, who else did he tag up with recently?
Well, I know Abraham Matthews, but of course,
Yeah, there's another example.
Pookie was using it.
I think this kid, if he gets the right advice,
Yeah, he's this close.
I mean, hell, even look at AJ Holiday. For everything that we can say about Dooley Trailer,
Yeah, he has improved it.
like I said, their careers seem to have reversed.
If
One
you
going
do
up,
take Logan under your wing, Logan, get here.
You know,
I like the hair.
exactly. I kind of dig the hair. Logan's a good kid, but you're right. He's listening to bad advice. Logan, I tried to show Jason Knoll the way. You see, it's not working for him. I showed him that listening to these fans is going to get you nowhere in this business. Take it from me, kid. Look, I was one of the most popular wrestlers in the state of Colorado. Guess what it got me? Nothing. You know when I started winning championships? When I started focusing on myself. Logan Austin, you focus on yourself. You're very athletically gifted. There's no denying that. But if you don't start focusing on yourself and doing what's best for Logan Austin and putting Logan Austin first, you're not going to make it in this business, kid. It's called show business, not show friends.
That's right.
Why don't you ask yourself this, Logan? Do you want to be, we compare you to Shawn Michaels a lot? Do you want to be Shawn Michaels or do you want to be Marty Jannetty?
Exactly. I will say that spear by Sin to end that match has to have been the highlight of
That was a hell of a move.
the night.
And for me, since there was no King of Heels match, this was my favorite match of the night.
Yeah, it was a good match.
It was very close to being match of the night. It was,
Even the corner post was hurting after that match.
Yeah.
it was very, very close. We'll get to match of the night in a later bit.
Okay, our next match was for the 5280 championship, and we had Kevin Price taking on who I'm going to start calling the War Dog, Ike Turner. And you
What's
know,
love got to do with it, War Dog?
that's right. Alexis has Kevin going
Yeah.
just primed. I mean,
See, I look at Kevin Price and I look at Dorian Mannix, and I think that's where Dorian should be.
exactly.
You know, and the difference is the guidance. You know, I mean, he's listening to Stephen Powers, and Stephen Powers doesn't know anything past going to get the double whopper at Burger King. You know, and he's over here, and he's got Alexis Vane in his corner telling him, you know, some actual strategy.
You know, Kevin Price taking the win, and what happened afterwards was a travesty. And I'm sorry, and I'm going to get on all you jabber monkeys who crucified this poor man for the same thing that Ike Turner did to this poor young woman.
Yeah.
You all should be ashamed of yourselves. You guys are nothing but hypocrites. And afterwards, I even pointed it out on social media, and they all came back, well, she had it coming. She shouldn't have been in the ring.
Yeah.
Those were the same exact words we said about Jason Knowles' wife, and we got lambasted
Right.
for while she was in there protecting. It's all different. No, it's not different. She's still a young woman.
Right.
Well,
And
and
by
as
the
people
time
pointed
Go
out,
ahead.
he was able to disarm me.
Right. That's what I was
He
just about
got
to
it
say.
out of my hand. He could have easily just thrown me
Situation
off,
should have been ended
And-
right there.
and he chose to physically harm me.
And you like I
And
said,
I mean, come on. You could have at most a shove and then get out of the ring, but you had to put that move on her, which was very painful.
Oh, it was extremely painful.
You know, and yeah,
It took quite a few days for me to recover from that.
I bet it did.
It still hurts, honestly.
I mean, and why isn't he suspended?
well, we all know why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We all know why.
Hours.
he's got a good knee pass.
Yep, Diggs.
Yeah.
Yep, him and that Hobbit, they're pretty tight for some reason.
He must bring in turnips and stuff to eat all during the show.
She had it coming. Isn't that what Ike said and what Chris Brown said too?
Yep. I mean, it's. I'm disgusted by him. So you know, like I said, no longer Damian Payne. He's just Ike Turner. Mr. Angel, your thoughts on it?
You know, I've seen the footage of what happened. And first, let me say this. I find it funny that the New Era fans are quick to defend Damian Payne when I hit a woman, it was clearly an accident. I mean, there's no way I could have stopped myself. when her cowardly husband Jason Knoll ducked.
Yep.
As for Mr. Payne, look, we all know I'm getting to you. You're starting to crack because you, just like Jason Knoll, are witnessing that everything I've told you has been the truth. I told you that even the good soldier is going to compromise his morals. And so now let's see. First, Damian Payne uses a weapon. Now Damian Payne is assaulting women. What's next, Mr. Payne? How much further are you going to compromise yourself? How much further are you going to compromise your moral code? Keep messing with me, Damian Payne. We've only just begun to step into the darkness.
Well, so I hope you take him back and whoop the horse snot out of it.
I'll say, I also really enjoyed that he chose to hurt me the one time you weren't there.
Exactly.
Something that we hadn't brought up until just now is a very good point.
Funny how the fans forget to mention that part. Damian did this when he knew that Lilith was defenseless. He knew I wasn't there. You knew Rob Rising wasn't there. That's a coward, Damian Payne. You're a coward. You've always been a coward. From you taking your little 20-06 out into some field to handpick your title contenders,
Shoot some poor defenseless card.
to sucking up to the general manager of this company, which had got you a title shot, which everybody knows you should have been fired. You lost a loser leaves match.
Cleanly.
Exactly. When I lost, I left. I disappeared and was never heard from ever again until just recently when Alexis Vane re-signed me to a new era contract. You, Damian Payne, all you did was go beg for your job back. You're not the man the fans think you are. I know the real you, Damian. And soon the fans are going to know the real you. All I'm doing is exposing the truth.
I learned something really interesting last weekend, and I'm not going to tell you guys how I learned this. He wanted to hit my name on that target of fate last.
Well, I bet he did.
Oh, I know he did.
Well, I'm sure he was aiming right for it. Your name was probably on there 4 or 5 times. You and a couple of the deceased wrestlers that he included on there.
That's okay. Yeah, he's a terrible shot. I pulled his military records. He's horrible. Qualified last in his class when it came to
And I believe he hit Bruce Rogers on the list, and he was probably the only active wrestler on it.
Yeah.
So he could have hit anybody else, but hits the one thing he wasn't shooting for.
Well, he claimed that Eric Angel was on there, but I couldn't find his name.
Yeah. He was on there, but it was spelled like Andre the Giant.
Okay, our next match was for the tag team titles, and it was Vanity Inc. taking on Jason Knoll, another team that was put together quickly. Jason Knoll and Damon Ace, and
But this was kind of an interesting one.
yeah, it was because
Jason Knoll may be starting to learn a little bit.
maybe he's taking what Mr. Angel has been
Yeah.
telling him to.
No crazy eyes for the second time in a row, which thank God. And he didn't stop and pander to the fans until the very end, and he did, and it cost him the match. But the thing that I was happy about is that after the match, when Damon Ace come to try to console him and tell him it's okay, which it's not, Jason Knoll shoved him away and got angry.
And then he admitted that we've been right this entire time.
Yeah, on social media, Jason Knoll told me that I was right, and he shouldn't be pandering to the misanthropic miscreants that surround the ring. Finally, maybe is there hope for Jason Knoll?
No, gentlemen, I hate to tell you this. There's no hope. Don't believe the show that Jason Knoll likes to put on. Look, the fact of the matter is, whether he shoved Damon Ace or not, Jason Knoll was, is, and always will be the equivalent of a kid that won a sweepstakes contest to be a professional wrestler. Look, Jason is just so happy that anybody would give him ring time, that he's going to pander and kiss ass to the fans and do what needs to be done. He showed a little anger. That's good. I'm glad, because he certainly showed none when I punched his wife in the face.
Yeah.
He certainly showed none when I took a pair of pliers and tried to rip his tongue out. Jason Knoll has no fire. Jason Knoll doesn't get angry. Jason Knoll is the Opie Taylor of New Era Pro Wrestling. No matter what you do to him, his wife, anything, he's going to come back, oh, gee shucks, fellas, I'm just happy to be here. Get a clue, Jason. And Damon, get a clue as well. Separate yourself, distance himself. In fact, Damon Ace Well, I have your attention because I know you're watching, because you can't get enough of Lilith. I see you on social media, Damon. You're not slick. But listen to me, son. Take note of Dorian Maddox. Take note of Junsu and see where those guys are. They're under the thumb of Stephen Powers. And guess where they're not? In the main event title picture.
Yep.
You've got some moves, kid. You got a lot of potential. Now's the time to decide whether you're going to be on the side of righteousness or whether you're going to be a winner.
Yeah. And I think deep down he already sort of instinctively knows that. We got into the thing where he's insisted he never breaks a rule. And so I filmed his match and showed him when he broke rules at least 18 times in the match.
He's got potential.
Yeah. He just needs to embrace it.
Exactly. The first step, Damon, is admitting you have a problem.
I mean, look at me. I'm not a wrestler, but when I go to the store and there's a long line with some kids in front of me, get the hell away. You do what you got to do to get what you deserve.
Well, like I said, I trained with Damon. You know, he's got some fire in him. He's a fighter. He's got a lot of potential. And you know, when he said that he never cheats, well, when I was wrestling with him, he pinched me in the nose, and he won.
Yeah, we'll see.
And he won.
But there you go. See, it's like the NFL. There's
He
holding
can
line
go
every
very
play.
far in this company.
You know, in the NBA, people try. Look at LeBron. He takes 4 steps every time he goes to the lane. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Exactly.
That's all there is to it.
Besides, it's only cheating if you get caught.
That's right. And with new eras referees, I mean, your chances are pretty good.
Okay, our main event was for the NEW Heavyweight Championship, and it was Adrian Matthews.
Wait. The last match on the card. See, there is no main event because I was not on the show.
I apologize.
Good point.
I apologize. The last match on the card was for the NEW Heavyweight Championship. Pookie Matthews taking on Bruce Rogers, and I thought it was a match I've been looking forward to.
It was a great match.
It was a
It
really
was a
good
stellar
match.
match.
Yeah, it really was.
Really
In
great.
fact, to announce it that this match was match of the night for this month.
It was everything I thought it would be. I mean, it wasn't to the level of, Steamboat, Savage, and WrestleMania 3, or
No,
Steamboat and Ric Flair.
mainly because of the ending. I thought.
Yeah, it could have been because of the ending, and it was a little disappointing, but I'm looking forward to seeing the rematch and see how it concludes. I mean,
Yeah, at this point, I don't have a problem with Rogers getting a rematch because he did so well in this match. But my thing is, I really didn't think he should have got that match. Again, I really felt Eric Angel should have gotten that match.
You know, I would like to see the rematch. Quite frankly, just for the simple fact of it'd be nice to see an actual feud for the championship. Someone that actually cares enough to chase the championship. You see, all these title contenders that Mr. Powers picks are just like Jason Knoll. They're just happy to be in the main event. They don't really want the title. If they were, they could have taken it off of Pookie a bunch of times. And I love him. I love Adrian Matthews. He's a great competitor. He ain't faced me. At least the real me. He's beaten when I had to pretend to be somebody else. But he's never faced me. And if he does, I'm going to take the championship. And should he escape, I'm going to keep coming for you. I'm not one of these guys that gets a title match and then disappears the following month, like your Duff Doyles, your Bruce Rogers, your Hunter Grays. All these guys, they step up, hat in hand, happy to be there in the main event picture, and then they disappear. So Bruce Rogers, do like everybody else, get your ass to the back of the line and make way for somebody like myself who actually has a shot at defeating and dethroning Adrian Matthews.
well said. And that will conclude it. Yeah, you said match of the night.
And just to round off, wrestler of the month for this month is none other than Jason. Give it up for Jason. And then,
Even the corner post voted for Jason.
He was well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved.
So that brings us to our topics. Kind of touching on what we just had, Pookie versus Bruce Rogers. What kind of a match do you think, assuming that they do have a rematch, what kind of a match would you choose to settle the issue between them? I actually would really like to hear your opinion on it.
As for myself, I'm an old school kind of guy. So to me, there's only one way to settle it, and that's a 2 out of 3 falls match. If there was no definitive winner, which is what I'm hearing, then there needs to be 2 out of 3 falls. Somebody's got to step up and prove that they're championship material.
I like it. I agree with that one.
Yeah,
What
you do.
do you think?
Honestly, that sounds amazing. I would
Yeah.
love to watch that.
Do you think that they don't do 2 out of 3 wall matches because the humanoids just can't pay attention for that long?
Probably.
Because I wonder why
This age of 140 characters
Yeah.
and 10-second YouTube vids going viral, they probably couldn't focus. But I will also throw this little tidbit in. I also beat Damian Payne for the New Era Championship 2 out of 3 falls. How'd I do it? I pinned him in the first fall, and he was disqualified thanks to Jason on the second fall. Yet again, why I should be your New Era champion.
Yeah, I agree with you 2 out of 3 falls. When I was a kid, I mean, because I grew up watching the AWA, I mean, every tag title match was automatically 2 out of 3 falls, and usually the championship matches were.
Exactly.
And yeah, they decided the issue. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Usually for something like this, the way that match went, I would have suggested last man standing. But since neither one of them could answer the 10 count Saturday night, there's no point.
Exactly. And look at all the real sports in the world. Your basketball, hockey, baseball. It's not one and done. Not like those wimps in the NFL. It's, can you beat them multiple times?
Right.
Anybody can get one victory. A blind squirrel finds a nut eventually.
Mhm.
But can you do it on multiple occasions?
Good point.
Our next topic, Jason. Is he actually better now than he was before the comeback?
As soon as a friend to Mr. Rob Rising, my good reverend, I will say Sin is better. He's slimmer, he's trimmer, and he's a lot meaner. So this Jason that you New Era fans are getting the privilege to see now is leaps and bounds better than the Jason of old.
Yeah, I agree because he just looks quicker out there. I mean, that when Logan came off the top rope and he speared him in midair, I mean, that was really impressive to see. Yeah, it really was. And what about you? Would there be any interest in maybe tagging with Jason and going after the tag titles? That'd be an interesting tag team with Big Man and then.
I'll answer that in 2 parts. In the first part, because Sin is good friends with the Reverend Rob, I would have no issues tagging with Jason. But the second part to that question, make no mistake, we will not be tag team partners. We will be associates in a tag team match. There was, and always will be only one partner for Eric Sloan, and that is the man that comprises the other half of the team that Brother Ralph is wearing. So in terms of tag team title shots, I would respectfully decline because I don't hold titles with other guys, even though I am a tag team specialist, and I've done it before and could easily do it again. If New Era wants Eric Angel to compete for the tag team championships, then there's only one phone call they need to make, and that is to the Canadian Pitbulls, which seems like the tag team division could use.
Almost.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Or what?
Jason Nolan, David Ace, they get a tag team title shot for what? Who they beat? Matter of fact, both of them are on losing streaks. So how did 2 guys that have never teamed together before get a tag team title shot, and both of them are on losing streaks?
Yeah.
As much as I can't stand them, the team that should be getting another tag team title shot is the Midwest Express. There's your feud right there.
They're the only other legitimate tag.
Exactly. Duff Doyle, Dorian Maddox, yeah, Ebony and Ivory, that team, yeah, whatever. That's a problem with wrestling today. That's a problem with, not from an independent level, but even the WWE. Stop throwing singles wrestlers together. If you guys want true tag teams, go get true tag teams. Wasn't there a team called the Dot Mob? Where are they? Why aren't they getting a tag team title shot? Who else? Anybody, those guys, let's bring them back. Anybody. But stop throwing singles wrestlers together.
Yeah,
They're not a team. Yeah, High Risk deserves a tag team title shot. Matter of fact, I believe they won their tag team match.
They did.
So why isn't High Risk, the Good Reverend, and Jay Sin getting a tag team title shot? Hell, why are the Night Terrors getting a tag team title shot? Last I heard, they're undefeated in New Era.
Yeah.
So why isn't the Night Terrors getting a tag team title shot? Why is it all these makeshift teams? So I think it's because the champs Vanity Inc. know they can't beat a real tag team. They wrestled the Ragnarockers and got their ass kicked and got their asses handed to them. So yeah, Vanity Inc., step up to a real team. You got the number. All you got to do is reach out and touch somebody.
Strong words there.
Sir.
Little bit lighter topic here. Who would you rather have date your daughter, Dooley Trailer or Damian Payne?
Well, here's the difference between them, okay? One's Ike Turner, the other one's Tina Turner. Ike Turner is whipping on women. Tina Turner's getting his ass kicked by women.
Is she into that though?
Good point. We never know about Dooley.
All I know is I'm glad I had 2 sons. I don't have to answer this question.
You know, for me, I honestly have to go with Damian Payne. At least I know Damian can read and write.
Very good point.
He's not out back cheating with sheep.
Exactly.
And genetically, I think it'd be better for your grandkids too. Because I don't think Dooley's family tree forks.
Of course not.
Well, it does, but that's where the lightning struck in 20 years ago.
Dooley's the only person in history to get a 6 on the SATs. You get 200 points for spelling your name right.
After attacking Delta Jr., we kind of touched on this earlier. Do you think Tony Ortega is here to stay?
Yeah. I do believe you.
I bought jewelry for you years ago when I worked at Sally's, and like I'm friends with you on Facebook, and I see all your incredible posts.
Got a little
So
unannounced guest here, folks.
We have a fan coming to
As Debo takes care of this unruly fan.
I feel so sometimes.
So we agreed, we think Tony Ortega is back to stay?
I hope so.
I do too.
That'd be fantastic.
I think it raises the competition level in New Era exponentially. So,
Because I'd like to see a feud with Delta Jr. Personally, I like Delta.
is Delta here to stay?
That's true.
Yeah,
We never know when he's
I
around.
mean, I'm not going to start any rumors, but the only time Delta Jr. and I have been seen in the same spot is the one match where I got eliminated from the 5280 tournament. So, maybe it's part of my grand plan. Perhaps I'm Delta Jr. Y'all don't know. Exactly. Delta appears just as sporadically as I do, and yet we're rarely on the same shows. So there's a little something for you fans to think about.
You know, that really makes sense because I was told Delta Jr. doesn't speak any English, and yet he's always replying to me in perfect English.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Exactly.
And with a high level of intelligence that only Arik possesses.
Good point.
All right. How much conditioner does Logan Austin use in a week, you think?
At least a full bottle.
Okay.
Oh,
Like
definitely.
one.
Yeah,
Like 1.5 liters.
Okay. Y'all in agreement?
Oh, yeah, we're all agreeing with that.
I'm pretty sure he goes to Sam's Club once a week.
The
Do you
industrial.
have it delivered by the truckload? Or?
Yeah.
He went into Sam's Club by accident. He was originally looking for Boys Town.
All right, forget the pussyfooting around. Is Stephen Powers incompetent or on the take?
Both. Let's just call it.
I would actually say he's too incompetent to be on the take.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just incompetent. He's just a foolish hobbit. All right. This is a good question. Can anyone straighten BZB out, or can he not just get right?
I think if you try to straighten him out, you snap him in half.
You might just blow away.
Yeah.
Beezy's a lost cause. Maybe Beezy should team with Jason Knoll.
Hmm.
Maybe that's what's needed.
He could
That could be their
hide
tag
behind
team.
it.
And veteran guidance. They can be the perfect 10. Because when you put them next to each other, that's what you'll get.
See, I was saying the Lost Causes could be their name.
The lost cause. I love it.
Yeah, there you go.
Good name. This one has to do with you, actually, Max. Benjamin Frederick Nicholas Cumberbatch. Why would he like Max Mages?
I have no idea.
What did you do, Max?
What did you do?
I didn't do anything that I can think of.
He always treats me wonderfully.
You'd think he would be supportive of the rumors that I started this soft thing, which I didn't. But for some reason, he seems to hate me. I don't know why.
You've heard anything about his hatred for Brother Max?
I have not, but whatever you did to get on Randy Orton's stunt double's bad side,
Whoa.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't know. I think you're pretty safe.
Okay.
Supposedly, Junsu's on his bad side, and it's taken him almost 6 months to even get physical with Junsu.
This is true. Is Stephen Powers, is he just wasting Dorian Maddox?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dorian Maddox will be a future New Era champion.
Yeah, I
Mark my
agree.
words,
Yes.
you heard it here first. He's going to have to beat me in order to get that championship belt. But trust me, Dorian's a future New Era champion.
See, I actually think you and Dorian would make a great tag team. I know you're not into that, but I'm just saying the mix of your different physical attributes and the big man, and then you're smaller and more technical and quicker. I just think it would be a nice
Dorian
mix.
would make a great enforcer. So, Mr. Maddox, if you ever want to join the winning team, if you ever want championships in your future, then you know who to call.
There you go. There you go.
And I'm pretty sure that Powers is wasting everybody except for the cooks at the Golden Corral.
Yeah.
Is that his new hangout?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It's right there across the street from my
Frequent
house. I
flyer.
keep seeing that reflection off his head.
All right. Moving on to our next segment, the question segment for the fans, of course. There was a winner of last month's question segment. We're going to start this one off. This is from Jay from Cincinnati. He asked, why do people boo me? I mean, why do they boo Jay Sin? When do I get a title shot? I mean, when does he get a title shot? I had a little trouble with that one, I think, but you get the gist of it.
They boo you because the fans are morons. They have a combined IQ of a bag of Skittles. They cheer and boo for who Stephen Powers tells them to cheer and boo for. That's why they're so conflicted when it comes to the Devil's Ace. You see, because I'm telling them the truth, I haven't lied to them since I've returned, and yet they still boo me and find reasons to hate me because the truth hurts. So they're going to continue and cheer for their false prophets, their Duff Doyles, their Damian Paynes, their Kincaids. Why? Because they've been conditioned to do so. Sin, just stay on the path of righteousness, follow the good reverend, and you'll be all right. Title shots will come. I'll see to that.
All right, we got Daniel F. from the big city asks, this, maybe you can answer this one. Is Lilith Grimm the best diva ever?
I mean,
I'd say so. I'd say so.
The new era? Yeah. Gia who?
Yeah. Is she even a ballet?
No, they only bring her out for bachelor parties, so
Yeah,
she's a chick that pops out of the cake, so.
I was going to say, she's still employed.
It's, you know, just
She can you still work here battle way with BZB, JJE, Jason Noel.
Yeah, but do you know how well women that work bachelor parties get paid?
it's true. I mean, what?
I'm saying she's worth money. I'm not saying that. Anyway,
we're definitely not saying that.
all right, ladies man and all around good guy Jose Aprecio asks, why did Tony Ortega go after Delta Jr.'s mask? That's way disrespectful, Holmes. That's what he said. It's right here. I swear.
Look, that's dates back to lucha drama. So you're gonna let them two hash out the way they know best. Going after the mask, that was a message sent from Tony Ortega to Delta Jr. Was the message received? I guess we'll find out July 13th whether the message was received. And don't ever drop your phone as I'm talking. You're interrupting. So July 13th, we'll find out if Delta Jr. got the message. Because the Lost Soul's not playing around.
I apologize for our incompetent staff over here.
I don't know what kind of show are you running here? You random fans just open the door. My safety is at risk.
I know.
Just being here today.
I'm sorry. I
We're
apologize.
gonna have to have a long
Our security will step
talk.
it up, or he'll be gone. It's others.
Don't worry, Miss Train, we would have all sacrificed ourselves to save you.
Yeah, I'll jump in front of a bullet. I swear. I'm slow though. I mean, I'll get there, but I'll try. All right. Owner of the world's coolest beard, Gabe L. from D-Town asks, does Jason Noel have the right to shove his partner off after his partner did all the work of the match?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, Jason knows the vet in the match. Rookie should have got the job done.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I can't argue, guys.
I agree.
I'm with it. So, know your role, Damon. All right, Jared H. from Parts Unknown asks, why did the children of the corn always run away from Duff Doyle and Dorian Maddox?
They're away from everybody.
There you go.
Well, as much as they can run.
Wow, AJ can run.
Dooley
Dooley kind
Dooley
of
kind of
wild.
bounces.
Dooley is
Julie
wanted,
looks like he's the one that's pregnant, not his sister.
Like a penguin.
Dooley is wanted in 9 states for assaulting livestock, so he's constantly on the line.
All right.
AJ Holiday's afraid that he may be forced to take his high school equivalency exam. And so therefore, he also doesn't like showing.
He went to high
Keeps
school?
taking off.
Well, he was in the smoking area between classes. But, Jared also asked, and this would be good one for you. When will we see the last 2 winners of the most hated wrestler wrestle each other?
Dooley doesn't want any part of me.
He said that last month.
Exactly. Dooley wants absolutely no part of me. Go back and watch last month's show. Every time Ralph, the big guy, or Brother Jerry brought up the fact of Dooley getting physical with Arik Angel, Dooley quickly changed the subject. Dooley knows I will beat his ass. Whether it's on the mic, whether it's in the ring, Dooley knows he can't touch me. The closest Dooley will ever be to being a heel is putting on a members-only jacket, painting his face green, and calling himself the villain.
Wow.
Dooley couldn't get over if he changed his name to Overton. So anytime Dooley Trailer wants to step in the ring with Arik Angel, we can have a match.
I think me and Brother Max have posted this before when you first returned about the whole Dalton Bragg match.
Mhm.
I think people watched it and started to realize this guy's not. And I think that's why when we brought up the cage match, I said, you know, if you keep talking, maybe you should get it in like you said, change the subject right away. I mean, I think he did see that match and realized, yeah, I'll talk, but you know, I'll walk away before
Exactly. So Jared H from Parts Unknown, here's the bottom line. You have bad guys, and then you have guys that play bad guy once a month. That would be the rest of the New Era roster. I'm a legit bad guy. I am as legit as they come. Dooley Trailer, we don't have a current problem. I'm not a hard guy to find. You walk your ass down to that ring while I'm in it, we have a problem. That's the bottom line. If Dooley wants to face me, all he has to do is step in the ring with me and we can get it done. But he doesn't want that to happen. So in fact, I will put this challenge out to the New Era universe. The next time they offer raffle tickets where the winner gets to pick the match, Jared H., buy your raffle tickets. Anybody that is listening to this, buy your raffle tickets. And to the winner of that, please select Dooley Trailer versus Arik Angel for the match you want to see.
I know that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, you know what? You know, Dooley came out here and said that his show was better than ours. I'll do one better than that. I double dog dare Dooley Trailer to have Arik Angel as his guest
I would
on his
love to see
show.
that.
We brought him on here. Let's see if Dooley has the guts and the balls to
The
do
intestinal fortitude.
to do the same thing. We brought him on here. Let's see Dooley do the same thing.
Here's the thing though, which match would we rather see? Arik Angel beating up Children of the Corn, or do we want to see an epic triple threat tag team match?
With these two, Children of the Corn and Vanity Inc.
And why are we putting Children of the Corn in this one? I want to see.
Because I want to see them get beat up.
I want to see Canadian Pit Bulls. I want to see Night Terrors. I want to see High Risk. You know what? It doesn't even matter who wins. And I think we all know who wins this match. It doesn't matter. That would be one of the best matches New Era has ever seen. The fans won't know what to do with themselves. That's the match I would put down personally if I won.
That's a pretty good match. Can I give you? All right. Next question. Future video game mogul Isaiah B. from Lakewood asked, who keeps calling Joey Kincaid soft, and is he soft?
I'm still saying it's stickers.
Yeah.
It's either stickers or someone from the Dutch
Actually,
Moon Show.
Randy admitted that she did it, that she was the one on Facebook.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, you know, here's the thing. She may have done that out of
It's all
respect for
Randy's
you,
fault.
but I'm starting to think that Stephen Powers and Damian Payne are behind this whole thing.
That could be conspiracy to try to distract everybody from how they're screwing everybody over.
Yeah, of course, it's a conspiracy. If you look, when did the soft chant start? Oh, when Kincaid was in the ring with me. It was another way by Stephen Powers to amp up his monster Kincaid to try to take me out.
Man, we have got to fight. We have got to start a campaign. We said something on social media about it. James Crummy Crumpton, the last bastion of honesty in New Era Wrestling, should be our new general manager. And I'm putting this out here to all you humanoids, the ones of you that have a little bit of intelligence, a little bit of integrity. Let's make this happen. Let's start a petition. I want Crummy as GM. We deserve a Crummy GM.
You know, here's the thing though. I think that Dooley's AstroTurf that he brought into the studio a couple weeks ago would make a better GM than Stephen Powers.
And it's the cleanest part of the show, too.
Well, it is, but it doesn't have to be someone respectful. It just has to be somebody
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah, but I want someone respectful.
I want someone.
Just do this for us. Man.
I do too. I'm just saying, we need Powers gone. He is our biggest problem with the
It's sort of like
entertainment
Donald
fans.
Trump. I mean, I'll take anybody else. Just get him out.
You know, it's all in due time that Mr. Powers will be gone. And he knows that. And he knows that's why I was here. That's why I'm here. That has been the mission all along. And now that everybody knows who everyone is working for, Stephen Powers, your days are numbered. You see, let's not forget it's Stephen Powers who was responsible for the Loser Leaves Colorado match, which is a reason why the good Reverend Rob Risen is no longer in New Era Wrestling. That was on your head, Stephen Powers. It was on your head that Arik Angel lost the match to Jinsu, was not allowed to come back, and had to create the persona of Jefferson James just to get back in the company. And then that led to your good friend Joey Kincaid and Miss Stacy almost being assaulted as I got thrown over a table. It's on your head, Mr. Powers. And then since I've come back, I had a match against Duff Doyle for the New Era Championship. Along my way, who threw roadblocks in my way, such as Vanity Inc., Adrian Matthews? That was you, Stephen Powers. And then I come back, I return, I destroy Jason Knoll, your bastion of hope. I made him compromise his morals. You saw New Era starting to crack. You saw that the only way you could get back in her last act as general manager, what did Alexis Vane do? She re-signed me, the known promotional cancer, Arik Angel, back to New Era. You know there's only one way this is going to end, Stephen Powers, and that is why, since I've been back, you have put Dorian Maddox in my way. You've sicked your war dog on me, which almost cost you the New Era Championship if you weren't so quick on your feet to get that other referee out there. You've screwed me out of the 5280 championship, which, mind you, is the title I made famous. You've put Kincaid in my way, reminding him of past wounds. Not once, but twice, you put Kincaid in my way. You put Dorian Maddox. I outsmarted you again. How many more of your minions do I got to go through, Stephen Powers? New Era is cracking at the seams. The fans know it. You know it. There was a time every championship in New Era was in your control. Now you have no control because you have no champions. Vanity Inc. controls 2/3. The other is by Adrian Matthews, one of the best wrestlers in the company, so good luck getting the belt off him. So Mr. Powers, New Era is cracking into the seams, and that's under your watch. When New Era crumbles and becomes the cesspool that it is destined to become, when there is no more good, there is no more evil, there are no more faces, there are no more heels. It's a giant gray area. I want you to know, Mr. Powers, it's all because of you. So fans, I highly suggest you stop him now. Maybe we do need a crummy GM.
Yeah, I
Or
agree.
maybe we need a reverend to run New Era Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
Bring a little bit of faith back into this.
There you go.
I am a proud member of the congregation.
Hail Rising.
Hail Rising.
All right. Speaking of Crummy, James Crummy Crumpton, bastion of honesty and all-around good dude, asks, we agree that Damian Payne went too far by attacking Lilith. The only person, by the way, that's associated with New Era who's come out and said that.
Yep.
Next show, will Eric's revenge or Damon's anger prove more volatile? I mean, I'm sure I can guess what the answer is, but I still want to hear it.
Revenge is when something didn't work. What makes you assume that Damien assaulting Lilith wasn't a part of the plan? What makes you assume that didn't happen exactly the way we wanted to go down? You see, Lilith and I are both doing what we're told by the good Reverend. We're here to deliver his word. She had her orders, as were mine, to stay away. Now, do you think that she would have done that knowing well in advance that I wouldn't be there if there wasn't a good reason for it? So, while Mr. Payne, you played right into our hands, there will be no revenge. Revenge is personal. The ass whooping you're going to get, Damien, is purely business. It's purely a means to an end.
See, I'd like to point out two things. In my time around this business, I have learned to trust in two people over all others, and that is Rob Risen. This is a guy that I have watched go from a scrawny kid into the powerhouse he is today. Put your faith in him. And Arik Angel, he is the most honest person I have ever had the honor of working with.
Yeah.
He says something,
Take it to the bank.
take it to the bank. Don't get me wrong. Tony Morales, Jason, there's all these other guys that I have enjoyed working with over the years, but those two, Ryzen and Arik Angel, you can count on it when it comes from them.
I agree. I totally agree. All right, for our last question in the segment, also comes from Crummy. It says, Bruce Rogers has a history of knee issues. That was the assault last week a one-night situation, or did Bruce compromise his health for the sake of the championship?
What do you think?
It was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
It was pretty brutal. I'm curious to see if he will be back next month. I would love to see him back next month. I'd love to see him try to go after it again. But
Yeah, we all agree we'd like to see that rematch.
I don't think that is going to stop him. I think he's more determined now.
But should it stop him? I mean, is it a case of being too brave for his own good, or do you think he'll be all right?
having the championship's great if you can't, but if you can't walk to defend it,
Right.
then what's the
What's the
point?
point exactly? It's a double-edged sword. I mean,
Yeah.
And if he shows up on the 13th, Pookie's smart enough to go back after that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's no point.
Yeah, it could be career ending.
Take the time.
I agree. I mean, but you know, it doesn't look like it now, but I used to be a bit of an athlete when I was younger, and it's hard. You know, I remember playing, I tore the ligaments in my knee and in my ankle, and I wrapped it up and still played, and I regretted it. As I regret it today, it still hurts. So it's hard to look at that competitor. I mean, you're a competitor. I mean, I'm sure you'd probably take the title shot. If you
Absolutely.
If you can get in the ring, you can take it.
Bruce is a wrestler. Bruce is going to tape it up, and Bruce is going to go. But the reason Bruce is going to go is because Bruce has been overlooked by promotions within this state and outside of this state for so long. He doesn't know when that next opportunity is going to come. So, Mr. Rogers, I commend you. And I hope you do tape up your knee. And broken, battered, or bruised, I hope you do get a rematch with Adrian Matthews July 13th. Because you deserve it. You fought hard, and sometimes
You really did.
hard work pays off.
Yeah, it was a great man. It was a match of the night. It was he like I said, I didn't really like him getting the original shot, but I do think he deserves a rematch after what he did last month.
Absolutely. Bruce has earned title shots in almost every company he's worked for, but he's never gotten. There's no way Bruce Rogers is turning down another opportunity to get his hands on a singles gold.
Okay, now this is probably our most popular segment, especially with the humanoids coming up. It's who you got. I throw out two things. Just tell me who you got. Dorian Maddox versus Kevin Price. Who you got?
Dorian Maddox.
Dorian Maddox.
Guys?
With the influence of Vanity Inc., I give a slight edge to Kevin Price, but if they were just one-on-one without Vanity Inc. around, Dorian Maddox.
no, I have to agree with Brother Max.
So me too. I think the outside advantage is a little much, but
Yeah.
straight up, yeah.
Straight up one-on-one, it would have to go to Dorian.
I think Dorian's a little more athletic.
I mean, that numbers game will get you at some point.
Yeah. The size and strength for equal.
What numbers game? Alexis May doesn't get involved. She stands on the outside and just stands there. She doesn't get involved. Nobody touches her. She doesn't touch anybody else. unlike Miss Lilith Grimm. Then you have what, 1.5 men? Randy Orton's stunt double and Tony Morales. What are they gonna do? Like, they have to stand on each other's shoulders in order to equal Dorian Maddic's size. Kevin Price was a mean wrestler until he joined up with Vanity Inc. You see, tough guys don't need to run in a crew. Yes, I brought Lilith in, but that wasn't my call. That was the call of Rob. Mr. Rising wanted that done. And I swear to God, man, take your sickly ass out in the hallway.
Debo, it's
As
what's
for Vanity Inc., again, tough guys don't run in a pack. That's why Dorian Maddox doesn't need to be tag teaming with Duff. That's why Dorian Maddox honestly doesn't even need me. What Dorian Maddox needs to do is focus on just kicking ass and taking names. And that's a bet.
Well said. Alrighty. This is a good one. Donald J. Trump versus Barack Obama. Loser leaves America. Who you got? I think it's gonna be unanimous.
Why is that even a question?
Barack would have.
I would just like to see it though, because I didn't see anybody book that.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, no, let's keep in mind the president is a WWE Hall of Famer.
All right. Benjamin Frederick Nicholas Cumberbatch versus Randy Orton. Who you got?
That's just a beer.
Would this be the same as Miz versus Miz Down?
That's pretty close, actually.
Randy Orton.
I'm gonna shock everybody. I'm gonna go with BFC.
Yeah. I'm gonna
I had to go with
back.
UFC too.
Yeah, I think Randy Orton's a little not. I don't want to say he's over the hill, but he's older than by quite a bit.
Today's Randy Orton?
Yeah.
Or Randy Orton in his prime?
Well, let's go with today's Randy Orton.
Today's Randy Orton, I'm going Randy Orton. That man is a true veteran. He has mastered the art of getting paid a whole lot to do a whole little. He's been on SmackDown, what, maybe
3 times?
30 minutes since the beginning of the year, and that's combined television time. I think his match at Super Showdown was the longest he's been on television, period. Randy gives no F's right about now, so Mr. Cumberbatch would be in a world of hurt.
Right, that's a good point.
It would be tie-up, power slam, punt, RKO matches. You can look like him, kid, but you can't wrestle like him.
There you go. All right, this is good. Joey Kincaid's right hand versus Max Magus' left boob. Who you got?
Oh, I'm gonna go with I'm sorry, man.
I'm gonna take the hand.
I'm
Sorry.
gonna take the hand.
You gotta go to the right hand, man. If it had been the left, pulled it out.
Actually, I take the left too over here. Either one of your moves.
Yeah, that hand will win.
Lilith Grimm versus Sensational Sherry with Arik Angel as special guest referee. Who you got?
That's a tough one.
Wow.
I say with him roughing, I definitely got it.
That's kind of where I'm at.
I'm prone to bribes. So the winner for Arik Angel is going to be whoever most benefits Arik Angel.
What do you guys think?
As everyone knows, I have been a huge Sherry Martel fan since she.
Puberty?
Yes. No disrespect.
No.
I have
None
to take
taken.
Sherry because
Yeah, I got
it
to go with
is
Sherry
Sherry
too.
Martel.
Now, hold on. I gotta clarify this. Because Sherry Martel now will not be bribing anybody, therefore.
That is true. If it's Sherry Martel now,
Yeah, I mean, with-
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's Sherry
You better win if it's Sherry.
In her prime, she had a pretty good bank account. Now, was she willing to part with that money is where the question
I don't think Eric's
I
talking
want to know money.
Hey, I'm not necessarily talking money, but
It's like Coke or Pepsi. There has to be a taste test involved. Jerry, let's get it
I'm
together,
gonna
man.
get your head in the gutter a little bit.
family friendly around here, right?
That was family friendly. I said Coke and Pepsi. There you go. Kids, ask your parents what a taste test is. They'll gladly explain it to you.
The Devil's Ace, Arik Angel, versus the Games Master, Kevin Sullivan, with Rob Rising as special guest referee. Who you got?
Oh, Arik Angel.
Okay.
Yeah. No context there.
Again,
Sullivan.
we gotta go Kevin Sullivan in his prime.
In his prime. In his prime.
Okay, is it Kevin Sullivan in Florida with
Yeah.
the fallen angel in there?
Kevin Sullivan in his prime? I'm shocking. I'm going Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah. He was crazy.
You think I'm sadistic?
Yeah.
Go get on the WWE Network, get on Google, YouTube, whatever, and go watch some of Kevin Sullivan's earlier stuff. Not 1990 Hulk Hogan as Dungeon of Doom stuff. Go watch Kevin's old stuff.
Yeah.
Kevin was scary.
Back in early, in fact, I think I told you this, mentioned this to you. Kevin Sullivan and that whole satanic thing was the reason why my mother wanted me to stop watching pro wrestling.
Wow.
Exactly.
And if you don't, like I said, like Mr. Angel said, if you don't know what we're talking about, look up Kevin Sullivan, early 1980s.
Mhm.
You'll see what we're talking about. Yeah, so
Now it'll be close. I ain't going out like no punk.
I tell you, I'd love to see the
More
feud.
that, but
I would love to see that
in
feud.
the end, oh yeah,
I'd love to hear the promos.
the Godfather Kevin will take it.
All right. Caramel apples or chocolate pretzels? What you got?
caramel apples. Chocolate pretzels?
Caramel apples.
Yeah, I want caramel apples.
Yeah,
See, Debo, you're crazy. It's caramel apples.
but chocolate apples.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Peanut butter chocolate apples.
Ooh.
Reese's peanut butter apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're hungry.
now we're talking.
All right.
You're a stoner, aren't you?
Stephen Powers.
No,
We are.
I probably should be, but no, I'm not.
All right. Stephen Powers, Eric Angel, Alexis Vane, and Pookie. Lock them all up in a room to see what happens. Who you got?
Eric Angel. Because he will convert them.
Yeah, because I'm not saying it's necessarily a fight.
No.
Dude, put them in a room, see what happens.
Well, I can guarantee one of the four wouldn't probably walk out of the room.
I'm betting that's Powers.
Well, he'd be your best bet if everybody started getting really hungry and you had to resort to, that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, these cannibalism, you could eat on him for days.
Right?
Why are you talking about days?
Here we go. This is a very interesting one. Pat Caesar, 2-count Pat,
Dishonest, Pat.
dishonest Pat versus Dooley Trailer. First one to count to 3 wins. Who you got?
The fans, because they'll get to 3 before either one of them do.
If one of them had to get to 3, we'd be there for months.
So you start eating.
I'm gonna go with Pat Caesar because I have seen him actually get to 3 once.
Exactly. I'll go with Pat.
I don't think Bill even knows.
In fact, I do believe he was the referee in your match, wasn't he?
Exactly. Pat Caesar is the one that counted Damian Payne's shoulders to the
There
mat.
you go. So there's my proof.
2, 3, which made me the new era champion.
We all know that Dooley got an F and cipher it. So.
Yeah.
All right. And finally, we do this every month. The ladies of the ring, Candice and Mariah, versus the Children of the Corn. Midwest Express. Winner is the first to give a complete makeover to a mid-sized goat. Who you got?
Okay, when I first heard this question, I had my boy Angel Gonzalez look this shit up because I thought we were just crazy. But there's actually a thing that does that. So
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's very serious. The problem is that AJ's the only one who can do it with the goat. Dooley's a sheep person. So you got Mariah and Candice already. It's basically a handicap match.
Okay.
So I'm going with the ladies of the ring.
I don't know. For that I'd say Julie and AJ got it because they spent a lot of time with goats. So I think they know how to make them look pretty.
Yeah, AJ's got a shirt that says goat roper. Wherever he was.
Exactly. I gotta go with the Midwest
Yeah.
Express. Nobody subdues livestock like they do, and Dooley has the police record to prove that.
This is an upset. This is the first month this has ever happened.
Yeah, someone actually picked the Children of the Corn to win a match against the ladies of the ring.
I mean, who really thought that if something involved makeup, the Midwest Express could beat the girls?
Yeah.
I go with Midwest Express on this.
Wow. You see it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Shocker. In an upset, the Children of the Corn defeat Candice and Mariah in giving a goat a makeover. Who'd have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it?
See that? Once again, I'm breaking Dooley's streaks. All it takes is one appearance by me. I break the streaks. It's like this is written. Like I mean, seriously, you were a multiple-time loser, Dooley. I show up, now you're a winner.
There you go. Before we go, I'd like to take a little bit of time and wish the lovely Lilith a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And once again, just to announce it, match of the month last month is Adrian Matthews versus Bruce Rogers, and the wrestler of the month, none other than the great Jason. I want to thank our guests.
Well, before we go,
Go ahead.
I think that in all fairness, we let Mr. Angel have the last word since we really give Dooley the opportunity.
Nobody wants to hear what he has to say.
But we'll be gentlemen and give Mr. Angel the last word to discuss whatever he wants that on his chest to get it off. And
Here you go.
The last words, ladies and gentlemen, it goes like this. Saturday night, July 13th, the Devil's Ace is back in the building. And I feel sorry for whoever they put in the ring against me, because I'm just coming to show Mr. Payne what he's in for. So War Dog, if you're smart, keep your chihuahua ass in the back when the pit bull's in the ring. And to anybody else in New Era, I don't care if you're considered a baby face. I don't care if you're considered a heel. I'm the king. You'll kneel before your ruler, and you're all on my list until the plan is complete. And that's all there is to it. You see, it's not about wins and losses. Stephen Powers, you'll soon learn that. Got 14 years in the business, one of the biggest stars in the Rocky Mountain region. I'm bulletproof, homeboy. I could lose all day, come back, know my music hits. Fans still are interested. So get that through your head, Stephen Powers. You're fighting a battle you can't win. July 13th, more shots fired.
Well said. Well said. So there you have it, folks. Thank our guests, Arik Angel, the king of heels, the lovely Lilith Grimm. Little thing to remind you about, we have a very special project that we're working on coming up. We're doing some special shows on Ralph the Big Guy with featuring shoot interviews more instead of what we do here, a little bit more on the serious side. Be looking for that, and we'll be announcing our first show for that as soon as we get it together. So thank you, gentlemen. Thank you to our guests.
thank you.
Take it easy. You're still humanoids and you're suspect.
Dogware.
Dogware. Oh yeah, don't forget our sponsors, Dogware. We got Down to Earth Tees, and of course the brilliant novel by some great writer who will remain nameless, Scott Slayer. Go out and buy it. You're suspect. Good night.